Hey, what's up guys? Jackson here of Concealer This. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really cool video for you because I am going to be showing you from start to finish how I prep and apply my hair units. Yes, from start to finish. Especially this video in particular is for a wig that was sent to me. So you guys are going to see all of that in a few minutes, but I just wanted to give my thoughts and opinion on this particular unit because it is a very popular company, and you know, I just want to tell you guys what I think about it. So this hair is from Wow African Hair Company, and I'm wearing one of their stock units. Again, all of that information will be in a couple minutes. You're gonna get all of that, but I just wanted to give my experience on the unit. So this unit is a silk top base closure, and literally like about this much of the circumference of the unit at the top is all silk top. The rest of the unit is completely lace. So if you've ever seen a silk top before, then you know that it's kind of it's like almost like a white is what the skin kind of looks like. And for me, I've always really struggled with silk tops because they do not match my skin tone. You know, my scalp really does like match my skin tone. Sometimes it could be a little lighter, but for the most part it matches my skin tone. So the silk top just didn't really work for me. I had to manipulate it quite a bit for it to look more realistic on me. So this is what I did, and I just took that typical concealer trick that is so popular on YouTube and used the concealer that was more so my skin tone and filled in the entire line of the silk top closure. Now I've seen plenty of YouTubers review this hair company, and particularly this particular wig, and the silk top closure looks very, very nice on them, but it just did not look realistic on me, so I had to do a lot of manipulating with that. Also, what I often struggle with lace closures, which a lot of people do, is that the density of the closure where the part is sometimes too small. So the parting is very small, where you have to go in and actually open up that part to look more realistic to match the density of your own hair. So I had to do that as well. I also have to tell you guys that I'm not the biggest fan of the density of the unit itself. It's pretty thin in my opinion as far as just how much hair you get. While it does look nice, you know, if you like for your units to appear like this type of density, but it's just not enough hair for me. I personally would like to have just a little bit more hair added, possibly like if they would go in the back and just add a little bit more hair to give you a little bit more density on the bottom. I think that the unit would be amazing in that regard. I will say though that I think that maybe because the unit is the density of the unit is not so thick, that makes it very easy to blend and to make the unit more flat to look as if it's coming out of the scalp. So if you like that, then it's going to be a perfect unit for you, but I would just prefer for it to be a tad bit thicker. Alright, and then lastly I wanted to talk about the type of hair that you receive on the unit. So for me, I have a silky texture. I think that they offer both silky and kinky textures. This hair really reminds me of a Remy hair though. So think Bobbi Boss, think Saga Remy. So if you were thinking that you were gonna get like virgin hair with a unit like this, I don't think so. Like, I think that it is like Remy hair, which isn't a bad thing. You know, I just want for you guys to know that that's the kind of hair that I believe that they work with. Rather or not, the hair is very, very pretty, very soft, and so easily manageable. I've also, I did not, especially during the washing process of the hair, I did not experience any crazy shedding. Literally maybe about 2 or 3 strands came out as I was shampooing and conditioning the hair, which was great because I have experienced some units where it just kind of sheds like crazy, and you know, that's not a good thing. But not with this hair. The hair remained intact, and I even blow dry this hair too, and it still remained very, very soft and just flowy, and I really do appreciate it for that. Alright guys, so I have done enough rambling. I'm gonna let you guys get into this tutorial. As always, if you like it, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, as well as comment and share this video. Help me reach the masses, people. Only you can help me do that. Alright, so I hope you do like it. I will see you all in my next video. Until then, peace out. Okay, so this is the package that your unit comes in, and then once you open your package, you're going to see a couple of pieces of literature, and then underneath that is going to be your actual unit. So just going to get that out the way, just move those, bloop, and bloop. And then there's the unit. It is covered in just like a plastic casing, nothing special. But I do like the after sale service and hair care instructions that they give you. So they tell you how to maintain the units and like what products will work best for the units as well. Also, if you want to exchange, it also informs you on how to do that as well. And then on the back, it has a special care tip for curly units if you have that. And then I think that those things on the bottom, you can scan those with your phone and it'll take you right to their social networking. So that is rather cool. Alright, so the unit itself, as I said, comes in this plastic casing, and then it has a mesh casing around it, but the item number is STW01. Hair color is natural, so it's like a 1B, 20 inches, and the cap is the number 4 with the silk top closure, and the size is medium. And I do have to tell you guys that the cap size itself is just like way too big for my head, so I had to go in and fix it. This is the hair outside of the bag, and it is a silky texture, so there is quite a bit of shine to it, but nothing too much. It does look very nice, but it is rather shiny because it's a silky texture. And then that's the inside. You get 3 clips, but as you guys can see, that cap is rather big. It was loose, like I could just take it right off of my head. It was so big. So if I were to order it, I would go with like a small cap size. So the cool thing about this unit is that it does come with a silk top base closure. Silk top base closures are very, very popular. It's almost as if you either like the silk top base closure or you don't. I personally prefer a lace closure, but I decided to give it a try. So I do like that the silk top closure is all throughout the top circumference of the head, and then they give you like less than an inch of a lace closure piece there just to kind of blend in with your natural hair. And this is the unit. As you can see, it's just really picking up that brown. So I would even go as to say maybe it's like a 1B or even a number 2, because it looks rather brown there. Alright, so we're going to start the prep for the unit. As always, I start by washing the unit first. I am using the hottest level of water that I could possibly take without feeling like I'm burning myself. So I just saturate the hair very well with water, and then I'm going to follow it with my shampoo. So I'm going to be using Argan One and Only shampoo and conditioner and the treatment. You guys will be able to see that in a couple of minutes, but that is my favorite, my go-to shampoo and conditioning system. It just makes the hair really soft and the hair smells really, really good. So you don't have to put as much shampoo as I did on my unit. That's just gonna make it more difficult when you're trying to rinse it out. It's gonna take much longer to rinse it out. But I do want you to know that I only wash my unit one time and I condition it once. So I try to make sure that I get it right the first time, because I don't like to wash it more than once. I don't want to release it of its natural oils or shine. And sometimes when you're dealing with shampoos, certain shampoos, they can really strip it. So just make sure that you really rinse. And then just to make sure that it's nice and clean, I like to actually fill the bowl with water and just kind of let it sit in there, work the water in, and then I'll rinse it out. There you can see all the soapy water there. Okay, so the next I'm just gonna take my conditioner and just saturate your unit very well with the conditioner, and you can, if you like, to deep condition it by just placing it in a plastic bag and then letting it sit for a little while, but I didn't do that. I just did a standard conditioning. I maybe let it sit for about 10 minutes. But what I will tell you that I do once I rinse out the conditioner, I rinse it with very, very cold water. So what the hot water does, it opens the cuticle when you're washing it, and then the conditioner does the opposite. It closes the cuticle so that the moisture is sealed in the hair strands. Again, just make sure that you rinse your unit very, very well, just to get rid of any residue. So as I did with the shampooing part of my unit, I'm doing the same thing for the conditioning. So I fill the bowl up with water and then I rinse the hair through, and as you can see, it has a lot of residue still in the bowl, so it definitely needed to be rinsed again. This is a 12-in-1 treatment from Argan One and Only, and I like to use that just as a leave-in conditioner, and then I would let the hair air dry. So I prep my hair before, and this is basically what I do underneath my units when I'm trying to show how, or I'm trying to figure out where I want my part. So while the hair is still wet, I place the unit on my head and then part the hair. So I line it up with the part, with my natural part, and then I take a fine tooth comb and just place the part where I would like for it to match my natural parting. Alright, so once I found my parting, I then move the unit over to a mannequin head where I can start to mold the hair. So the part is there. Now the next thing that I do is just take time to comb down the hair and make sure that there are no kinks and everything is nice and smooth. As you guys can see, I actually kind of pull the hair forward just to make sure that the top part of my head is completely covered. Next, taking some foam setting lotion. This is by Care. I'm going to mold the top part of the unit down. This is really what makes my units lay very flat. It's the molding part of it. So again, I'm going to take a fine tooth comb and then just comb it through and make sure everything is laying very, very flat. I try to pay very close attention to that because that is what's going to make your unit stand apart from everyone else's. It's going to be very flat, and going to end up loving it. So after that, then I go in with a brush and really work through it again. Again, my purpose of doing this is just to make sure that I can get the unit as flat as possible. I'm also applying pressure with my hands and almost like pushing the hair against the mannequin head to kind of mold around the mannequin's head. Once that's done, then you can take a scarf or whatever you like to wrap your hair with and then just wrap the top part of your unit. And as you guys can see, again, I pull it really, really tight. My goal is to just make this as flat as possible, and there will be like a kink there where the knot is tied, but you'll be able to go in later and just flat iron that out. So don't even worry about the hair being jumbled at this point. You'll be able to smooth it out later. And then to make sure that the top of the closure is just as flat as the sides, I take another scarf and then wrap it around like the jawline of the mannequin head. So for time, I decided to blow dry the unit. I did let it air dry for a little while, but I did blow dry it, and it still turned out very nice. This is the unit and the closure close-up. As you can see, it does look really nice. Okay, so I apply the unit to my head, and this is the part where I'm just going to start to make it my own. So the first thing that I work on is the density or the sizing of the part. So for me, the density of my natural hair is a lot larger than that. I don't have as much hair in between the spacing, so I have to kind of get rid of some of the hair around the closure just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now what I did was I got a little bit too happy, so I'm going to show you, if you do make a mistake like I did in this instance, I'm going to show you how you can fix that with a little trick in a few seconds. Alright, so taking a smoothing spray. I personally don't like to use serums because I feel like it weighs the hair down. So I use a smoothing spray to use with my flat iron. And this is my Ion flat iron that I got from Sally Beauty Supply Store. It's like my favorite flat iron. It gets up to 450 degrees, ridiculously hot, and it gets all of my units very, very straight. So in this instance, if you wanted to, I would suggest like running your flat iron through it once and just getting the entire unit straight. And then if you want to go back and add like curls, then do that. But I wouldn't add curls while I'm like straightening. You get what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to use a barrel curler or a wand, that wouldn't get it as straight as you'd like to lay flat against your head. So go through with the flat iron first, and then if you so choose, go back and then style it as you like. Okay, so when you've completed the first side and you start to work on the second side where the majority of the hair is, I would suggest taking smaller partings and flat ironing the hair. You just want to make sure that like every strand is nice and straight. But I will tell you about this unit, the hair gets really straight really fast, and I like the luster and just how it lays against my head. It looks really nice. But again, to me it looks like Remy hair, you know what I mean? It's pretty though, it's really pretty hair. And it's funny, check out that gray string, right? No bueno. Alright, so what I like to do to just further smooth out my units, I take that same brush and a little bit of like setting spray and just run the brush through it so that those flyaways do not stick up, and that just doesn't look very appealing. So I like to take a little bit of styling spray and just run my brush through. Now, onto that little trick I was telling you about. So as you can see, the scalp is like a little bit too much exposed. So if that happens, just take a dark brown pencil, like eyebrow or eyeliner pencil, and just feel that area in, taking small strokes and just tapering in that line some more. And once you get like the density that you want, then it'll pretty much stay like that once the unit sets. So at this point you can take two things. You could either use a little bit of eyeshadow or concealer just to kind of further mimic your scalp. As you guys can see, and as I said before, this unit's scalp is a little bit too light for my head, so I have to take something a little darker to make it look more like my skin. And then here you go. Here's the final look. Very lustrous. I like it. Very lustrous. Alright guys, if you like this, of course, give it a thumbs up. I'll check you guys later. Hope you liked it. See you in the next video. Peace out.